What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster. And with the sort of stupor that Marvel has been in for the past decade or so, with regards to how they treat their characters, it's been fair to wonder just what in the hell it would take to wake their asses up.
Welcome to Earth.
Well, perhaps the success of Marvel Rivals is just the thing to do it, at least partially. It seems to be one of the few things that Marvel has done recently which is making any money. Rivals still gets around 250,000 daily players at peak times on Steam alone. People talk about this game all the time, and possibly the most noteworthy thing about the game, which sets it apart from everything else that Disney is doing with the Marvel franchise, is the fact that NetEase, the Chinese studio which developed it, is not afraid to show a little skin and let the female characters be curvy and attractive. Hell, as we talked about the other day, even the male characters are getting their booties upgraded.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah, he must work out.
This, of course, is in stark contrast to what we see in the comics. This image is a famous example of what I mean. The ugliness of Captain Marvel is so bad it has to be on purpose. And take note of what she's saying in this panel. You can keep the phone and lose the men. Or look at this image from the movies, where Spider-Man is allowed to have a booty, but Captain Marvel's body is forced to look like a broomstick, because clearly Marvel has long been captured by these sewer creatures from HR who can't stand the sight of attractive female characters. But it seems that perhaps they've had a change of heart. Money and the promise of actually making some will have that effect on people. They've seen the light and decided to release the first swimsuit issue for Marvel characters in 3 decades, and it appears that this was fully inspired by Marvel Rivals, because it's being advertised that the comic book will feature some new costumes that are coming up for that game. Disney and Marvel, for the longest time, have been ideologically captured by the likes of prudish, progressive feminist types, but now that they have seen the wild success of Marvel Rivals, well, it seems that they've come to an entirely new conclusion.
I love boobies!
Alright, me hearties, make sure you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and also, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member. The first part of the novel that I've written, a dark fantasy story, will be available to members only this coming Friday. The book itself will be available to purchase on Amazon in the near future, but in the meantime, if you want to support alternatives to mainstream culture, things like Marvel over the past decade or so, where they've tried to force-feed progressive slop onto us repeatedly, well, consider supporting the channel by becoming a member for as little as $5 a month. In any case, let's take a look at what's happening with Marvel and their swimsuit issue. We have noted quite often this past year that in the video game industry, it looks like the only developers who are serious about making money are the ones in the East. Asian developers like NetEase understand what Asmongold said recently.
It's always a bad idea to make characters that are not conventionally attractive.
You can hate it if you want, but facts are facts. Males are the primary audience for this sort of thing, and not taking advantage of sexuality is suboptimal marketing at best. And you can't blame Marvel for wanting to try to capture some of the Marvel Rivals customers that they've attracted, to try to capture these customers and get them to buy their comic books. You can't blame them for that at all, for wanting to jump onto this bandwagon. It only makes sense. Now, it's hard to believe that Marvel and Disney have finally fully snapped out of their stupidity. Chances are this is just a bout of temporary sanity. But let's read about what is happening in this article here from Bounding Into Comics in a revival that admittedly seemed completely out of the question given the current social attitudes towards anything that could even remotely be considered sexy. Marvel Comics has shockingly announced that for the first time in 3 decades, and ostensibly in order to bank off the massive success of the Marvel Rivals hero shooter, this summer will see the release of a brand new Marvel Swimsuit special. A staple of early 90s comic book culture, the Marvel Swimsuit specials were intended as a parody of the annual Sports Illustrated swimsuit issues, so much so that the first such special was actually titled Marvel Illustrated, the Swimsuit Issue, and delivered exactly what they promised on the cover: various swimsuit pinups of Marvel's costumed heroes and villains. Roxxon Comics is at it again when they release their own unauthorized swimsuit special, reads Marvel Comics official issue teaser. Wasp is on the case and seizes the opportunity for Marvel's heroes to do their own swimwear fashion shoot all over the world, but fear not, true believers, we know what you're really here for. This supersized special features splash page after splash page of gorgeous art, but with a story, so you can pretend you're reading it for the articles. And I've got to say, that's actually pretty funny. In a company like Marvel that has long been dominated by overbearing feminist shitheels, I never thought I'd see a sense of humor that wasn't just reveling in attacking men. But like I said, seeing actual money pour in, as they've seen from Marvel Rivals, sure seems to have relaxed their attitudes. I'd like to point out as well that, as you can see on this artwork here, the name of the swimsuit special is Friends, Foes, and Rivals. There's no doubt whatsoever that the popularity of Marvel Rivals has twisted Marvel's arm and forced them to betray their own principles. I mean, there are countless examples of this company going out of their way to give fans the opposite of what they want. The thing that has changed quite clearly is they have seen the success of Marvel Rivals and they want some of that money. For cripe's sake, look at everything that we've learned about the Fantastic Four movie as a prime example of what Marvel usually does with regards to IP that fans love. The Human Torch is no longer a ladies' man, reportedly, in this film because it gives the feminist types the ick. Silver Surfer is a girl in the movie, and there has been talk of Invisible Woman being non-binary or something like that. I suspect that Marvel made way more money on the Invisible Woman skin for Marvel Rivals than they will make at the box office for Fantastic Four, because it seems unlikely that they will actually profit on the film at all. Considering the budget of a movie like that, this has to be a sobering reality for Marvel, to watch NetEase so effortlessly make a shitload of money on the Fantastic Four IP while they struggle and spend so much only to be thoroughly rejected over and over. But let's read this last bit here. Set to feature pinups from a number of artists, the special will notably also include designs for new costumes coming soon to the Marvel Rivals, the mega popular multiplayer video game from Marvel Games and NetEase Games. To this end, while it's unclear just exactly what these new Marvel Rivals suits will look like, considering both the swimsuit focus of the issue and NetEase Games' particularly titillating design philosophies, there's a good chance that their appearance will light the internet absolutely ablaze. Remember the reactions to Malice's introduction? So yeah, this was inextricably linked to the success of Marvel Rivals, and we can at least hope that Marvel will continue to have more and more of these bouts of temporary sanity. But I'm gonna leave it there. How surprised are you to see Marvel finally doing something to appease straight male comic book fans? Drop your thoughts on all this into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.